In this section we will talk about concatenation. Now that's a pretty good sized word, so if you look at the spreadsheet on A51, I've spelled it out for us so we can understand what it looks like. Now that we know what it looks like, what it is the following. It's a function that's used to join several text strings into one string, in other words into one cell. And it can be text, it can be values, it can be cell references, it can be a whole bunch of stuff. So let's just look at the first one. And what I've done here in F57 is I've got it spelled out. Concatenate. And what we're doing is we're bringing together various things. Here we're bringing together two cell references, F51 which says Mike and G51 that says Smith, and we bring them together into one cell. So here's the actual reference. Let me open this up a little bit. And we can see that it looks pretty much the same. We've brought the Mike, we've brought a space, and we've brought his last name, Smith, together. Now if you don't bring the space in there, if you only bring the two cell references, you will get Mike and Smith running together. And maybe that's okay, but it looks a little bit better when you say Mike Smith with a space in there. Now there's another way to do this rather than using the concatenate function. If you look at this one, what we've done is gone equals the same F51 Mike. We've used an ampersand. We've also used a space, another ampersand, and then a G51 for his last name, Smith. If we look over here, we've noticed that that is the same way, and we get the same Mike Smith, we get the same way, same result. If you leave the space out, as in this one, you'll get the Mike Smith. Now there's a third way to do this, which could be a little bit easier, and that's to actually use the concatenate function. And I'm going to delete this, go into FX, and I happen to have it as my most recently used, but you can just type it in on top and you'll get to concatenate. So you say OK, and it gives you the arguments in a certain form. So we can go in here and we can actually put in F51, and I'm going to put in my space, and I think if I, even without the quotes at this point, I just put in a space, it does it automatically. It defaults to it. I put in Smith, hit OK, and there I've got my Mike Smith. So now we've got three ways to do it. We can build it on the spreadsheet, we can use the ampersand, we can go to the concatenate function. Let me give you another example of a good way that this works. And I've already done it, but I want to just show you. Let me just spread it out a little further. Concatenate, F51, same Mike, space, G51, same Smith. Now I've hard-coded in here total sales for the month. And let me just get a little wider. Total sales for the month with a space behind it. And then I put in a hard dollar sign because it won't pick up the format inside that cell. And then I picked up the cell itself as 1250. And what I have is Mike Smith, total sales for the month, $1,250. You can have a ball with this one too. And this helps to dress up your spreadsheet for presentation purposes. And this concludes the segment on concatenation.